People have changed. I don't like hanging around people anymore. People are suddenly different. What's wrong with people? These are the subjects and topics that I often see when I'm scrolling through YouTube or social media. I see a lot of people talking about this, how they are just done with dealing with people. They don't want to deal with anybody anymore. Everybody is stupid. People are ridiculous. I want to be left alone. All these types of topics. So I thought I would jump on here and give my own perspective, my own opinion, my own view on these things. Because you know what? What if instead of people have changed and people are just different these days, what if we are just seeing them a little bit more clearly? What if we're seeing that true person a little bit more clearly? That's the perspective I want to bring to this video. Maybe we aren't seeing a different person. Maybe the veil, that protective veil, is just dropping. And now we're seeing people for who they truly are. And everybody has good and bad parts to them. The bad and the negative parts just seem to somehow be amplified more these days. So maybe that person that you don't want to hang around with, or people in general, that veil is just being removed, or a light has been shone through it a little bit more, so you can see that person or people out in the general public a little bit more clearly. And what you see doesn't align with your values, your morals, your opinions on things, everything that is associated to the created personality, if you want to get a little bit deeper into things. Because we are not the personality. That's for another video. Now, I agree with a lot of these videos where people are saying this. I agree wholeheartedly sometimes. Because we all want to protect that inner peace. We don't want any disturbances, any outside disturbances or any noise to come through to us. And I agree that sometimes people can be very, very hard to deal with. Society can be hard to deal with. I totally agree with that. I, myself, I like to have my alone time. I used to be very, very introverted. Now I'm just very picky of who I allow myself to be around. But I totally get it why people are making these videos where it just seems like people are just ridiculous these days. And you just don't want to hang out with anyone in society. You just want to be left alone. Some people just want to just disappear altogether. I totally get that. And I agree. Because it's all about protecting your inner peace. What happens on the outside? There's always going to be chaos and noise and distractions, and just that negative energy is always going to be around somewhere. And you will cross paths with that through certain people. And that's where things come into play, where you just want to leave society, where you just don't want to have any part of dealing with any other humans. I totally get it. The danger, however, with that, and there is a danger, is if we fully isolate, so we get rid of all these people, we isolate completely, then we start to lose genuine human connection. We start to lose that genuine human connection. Because I've noticed, and a lot of other people have noticed, it's just been in the last, I would say, 5 to 6 years where this has happened. Prior to that, connection was wonderful for a majority of people. There are some that have that introvert quality that like to be left alone, so I'm not discounting that. But prior to 5 or 6 years ago, everyone was good. No one minded hanging out with people. I don't think I really ever saw, maybe there was this, but I don't think I ever saw as much emphasis on I need to disconnect. People are annoying me. People are stupid. People are crazy these days. I don't like hanging out with anyone. I never really saw that. Maybe it was there, but I didn't see it. But I know it has been amplified 1,000,000 times over in the last 5 to 6 years, and even stronger in the last 1 to 2 years. But we can't lose that genuine human connection by isolating. I know it feels like a good thing and it sounds like a good thing, but is it really? The challenge isn't hiding. It's sifting through the noise. That's what needs to be done. Sifting through the noise. And that also comes back to self-compassion. Because I'm all about compassion and being compassionate to others. But you need to be compassionate to self. First and foremost. So you have to sift through that noise, through that chaos. When that veil has been removed a little bit, or that light has been shone through it, and you can see that true person for what they are, and it doesn't agree with you, distance yourself from that. Distance yourself from any noise or distractions that are going to try and disrupt your inner peace. That's perfectly fine, but do not isolate, because we need genuine human connection. But there's nothing wrong with moving aside from those that disrupt your flow, so to speak. That's what I wanted to get off my chest or discuss or leave my thoughts, my interpretation, my view on about this whole people have changed. I don't want to hang out with anyone in society anymore. The main point I want to make is we shouldn't lose genuine human connection. But it is also perfectly okay to isolate from the certain people that bring noise, distraction, chaos into your life. There are people like that. And there's nothing wrong with distancing yourself from those kind of people. But the genuine human connection, we need to continue. Compassion, but also self-compassion. I think that's the whole gist of everything, really. So maybe if you want to, you can sit with that and allow that to interpret into your own conclusion if you wish. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments if you wish on what you think about this. Do you agree? Do you disagree with my point where we still need genuine human connection, but also to be aware of who we're connecting with? That not everybody in society or out in the community are stupid, have changed, annoy you, because you can't generally label as hard as it can be, and I can admit I do this myself, we label a whole community of people. We label the whole of society. So perhaps we should think a little bit more about that before we make an opinion on something. Feel free to leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Share this video if you wish. As always, have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you again soon.